Hello, we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Slippy and Thrifty Show, live on Slippy for the first time ever. How are we all doing?
Slippy's first live. It's bound to be a smash hit.
I'm going to do my best to not swear, no promises, and do my best to be entertaining while trying to watch.
Beep!
So it wasn't even me. John's ruined it already. Okay, cancelled.
I forgot to turn something off.
You're a jackass. Yeah, shame on TK. I didn't swear for once. It wasn't me. Afternoon, everybody. Pepper Dingo, Friendo, James O'Malley, Baxter's Blades, Byron Kennedy, Jess, Milliken, welcome. Welcome all. Donald, how's it going? Friendo with the upside down face. Come on, Friendo. What have you done, John? Have you sorted it out?
All right, I got it. Okay. Fixed. Okay. Sorry about that. Thought it was
So
prepared.
we'll just give it a couple minutes for some more people to come in.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was a little distracted there for a moment. Hello, Talkbox. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Who we got in here? You already named everybody off?
I've named everyone in there so far.
James, Baxter's, Randy, Byron, Donald, Jess. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Hey, Tony's Ponies, another guy that lives pretty close to me, I think, Tony. He lives in Wales as well. How you doing, Tony?
So we have 8 people in here.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Give it a couple of minutes, let a few more trickle in. Frendo's been very kind and just posted it in the stream in the Discord, so we should have a couple more coming in.
All right.
Mesa HQ, hello.
Let's go on, Joe. Good to see you. Yeah, so you want to let's kind of give a little bit of a take on why we chose to do this and what it's, give a little more specifics about what we did.
Yeah, sure. So this, basically what we've been doing, we were just sort of looking one day at sort of the best bargains and stuff we can find online, and it sort of materialized into this idea of sort of sharing the best buys we could find on Chicago Knife Works this time. We wanted to keep it to one sort of online retailer. I guess that for the UK guys, yes, it's going to be mainly focused on the American market. But these are sort of knives that we found that are just like unbeatable deals. They're some of the sales we found on there and some of the knives on this list. I mean, you pretty much should just go and buy them straight away. Some of the ones on there, you will not believe the prices you can pick up from certain stuff. There's just some great deals on there.
Yeah, I will say, though, even if maybe the prices aren't, quite the value that they are on the Chicago Knife Works site, that Heine will probably carry a good number of these same knives, right?
Yeah. There's a good selection on Heine, and Richard there as well. If you ask him, he will order in knives for you. So that's pretty much how I've been getting a lot of the new Arctic Fox Rough Riders, things like that. And it doesn't matter really a sort of reasonable price. Obviously, they're not going to be the $16 or whatever you would pay on Chicago or Smoky Mountain, maybe about £20, but that's still an absolute bargain to get them over here with the UK tax on knives.
Right. So would you say that Heine is probably the best in value in terms of Rough Riders? Anywhere you can get them over there?
There's a bigger selection of the older Rough Riders on Moonraker knives.
Oh, okay.
But if you want the newest and sort of the newest series out, Heine will order them in. So if you want the new and the greatest, go to Heine and speak to Richard or Mary. You can go on their site and email them. They're more than happy to order them in for you. He doesn't even really sort of question it. He just said, sure, they're on their way. It'll be about a week. I've actually got a couple on order at the moment that should be here at the start of next week. But there is some of the older ones on Moonraker. Like you can get the smooth blue bone Stockman, which is quite an old one. There's a lot of the older canoes on there as well. But they're the sort of two main dealers I would go to in the UK, really. Piney can get the knife to you next day, no problem. Moonraker comes with the Royal Mail, so it might take like 2-3 days. But, I mean, it's only a couple of days. It's not the worst.
Well, UK's spoiled with shipping times. I mean,
yeah.
Even in the best of situations, Amazon's usually 2 days.
Yeah.
Not always. I mean, you do rarely get an opportunity to get next day, but most of the
That's
time.
one of the things that's quite good with Amazon here in the UK. So I recently purchased and did a review of the Pioneer X. I ordered that one afternoon. I think it was a Monday afternoon, and it was here by Tuesday lunchtime. That's one of the good things about Amazon here in the UK. But they only really sell Victorinox on Amazon. There's very few other sort of pocket knives and stuff on there.
Yeah. I would imagine it'd be pretty limited. But hey, if you're going to have a brand, Victorinox isn't a bad one.
Victorinox it's the Miley hole, isn't it? It's like it's the black hole, the abyss.
It's the abyss. Yeah, that is a one deep rabbit hole to jump into.
Yes, sir, Tony. Heine Haynes are actually just round the corner from me. It's about a 15-minute drive. I've been there a couple of times, spoke to Richard. He's a really nice guy.
And Tony says, don't forget, Slippy, that Heine Haynes are Welsh.
They are Welsh. And they do a fantastic job. And their warehouse is immaculate.
Yeah, when we first got to know each other, Slippy and I let him know, hey, man, I'm Welsh, too. And he's like, well, I've moved here. I'm not Welsh. I'm like, oh, disappointing.
Disappointed face. And then like the friendship from there has sort of just become insulting each other on a daily basis, isn't it, really?
Right. From there, it was like, well, then.
You're a jackass.
I'll just have it at you every moment. Right? But yeah, that's cool that you guys live that close to Heine. You can just go pick up knives if you really want to.
Yeah, they do give an option on their site as well that you can click collect, and obviously they'll just email you when they're ready, and you just pop on over and grab them. But I mean, by the time I ordered a knife, by the time I'd driven there to get it, they were ready to collect anyway. So
right,
they're pretty much ready.
Well, to me, that like offsets some of this like guilt that you guys throw on us. Oh, you guys have the availability of everything and all this, and I'm like, you can get things in one day and drive to the freaking warehouse and pick them up.
Yeah, especially if you don't live too far away. I mean, I wouldn't be driving like an hour to pick them up. But like within like 20 minutes, I can be there and back with the knives within an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So how are we looking, John? How many have we got in here so far?
Well, we got 11.
11. Should we kick it off?
If you want to.
Sure. Okay. So this is Slippy and Thrifty Go Shopping on Chicago Knife Works. Very sort of different topic to what we've done before, but we're both into the budget, sort of the best value for money you can get. And this was a no-brainer for us. So we'll go on to the first knife. And that is the Marbles Copperhead MR609 in the green stag bone. This was my first pick on there after, I think, what did I do? Click on the first page and was like, that's the first one. You can just tell with a deal. It's only $9.35 for, you get this green sort of bone stag. You get 2 blades. It's 440A, I believe, the marbles. Is that right?
Yeah.
And just for me, that's exceptional value for money. It's one that I wish we had available here in the UK. I know Paddy has this one, and he really likes it.
Yeah, Paddy has it. I have it. The copperhead pattern from both Rough Riders and Marbles is always made really consistently, and they do a good job, and there's a good strong pull on this. If I was going to say anything negative, you get the big Marbles blade edge, which is pretty consistent.
Yeah, that's the only sort of thing.
They do that pretty much with every knife they make almost. So it's something you'd either hate it or love it. But you can see how like the M art goes all the way up to the nail neck. It's
it's like, pretty much they just got
have made that
big,
a little
just
smaller.
pasted in there. Yeah,
but
it's one of those things you can remove it though if you're willing to sort of buff it out with compound. You can probably take it off. So yeah, Tony said he's got this one. Tony, do you enjoy this one? It looks like as John said, they're all consistently made. I've got maybe 4 or 5. Randy's lost his marbles. We know that, friendo. I've got about 4 or 5 copperheads from Rough Rider, and they're all, I'm not going to say they're perfect, but they're pretty much spot on with fit and finish. Don't think I've got any with any huge gaps or anything. They're all made really, really well.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the Arctic Fox. It's a deal. Baxter's Blades, pick it up. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, if you like this pattern, it's hard to go wrong with it. You that Skinner blade, more of the sloped.
I really like the Skinner blade on these. That's one of the things that draws me to the Rough Rider Copperhead. Nothing against the other. Like, I do enjoy a case Copperhead as well, but I really enjoy having 2 blades, 2 full-size blades on there. AMB, welcome. So the second knife, which is John's pick.
They're not necessarily my pick or your pick. It was kind of a collaboration,
Yeah, okay. So there's a bit of both, but we all know, if you're familiar with my channel, I love the Real Steel Luna. This one's a D2, and you're going to get it for $18.14. And if you know how much they are in the UK, that's an absolute steal. That's pretty much half the price if you do the equation as they are here. They're about £30 to £35 in the UK, and that's a phenomenal price for a really well-designed knife. Both myself and John have these. I've got multiple of them. I think John will agree with me that it's really comfortable in the hand, and it's just excellently thought out, even down to like the contouring on the handle. That little sloped bit at the back where the lanyard hole is, it fits really nicely in the palm of your hand if you like go back a little bit on the knife. It's just really well designed. It's been thought out, and I mean, they're still selling loads of them now. There's different variations out. You can go as far as having, and there is actually an M390 version, which is a Knives and Tool exclusive. Or you can just go for the D2 version. There's M690 versions as well, like the middle of the range. But for me, you can't beat the value of the D2. I love D2 steel.
Yeah, when I reviewed this, I think the biggest takeaway from it was that I had a really smartly made knife in my hand. With so many modern knives, it just seems like they didn't think everything through. It's like they didn't even handle the knife in the prototype form before they decided to go with production.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so many poorly designed knives or poorly thought out knives, just little things that they could have very easily, corrected or fixed that they just didn't do. This is one of those knives where you look at it and they go, yeah, they put some thought into this,
Yeah, they've definitely made test models and held it in hand and gone, right, this isn't right, gone back, changed it. The screws are all recessed. This pocket clip actually screws into the handle from underneath the scales rather than on top.
Right.
So there's nothing sticking out. It's a nice slender pen style pocket clip as well. It's a no-brainer for me, the Luna.
I kind of like the way that Real Steel does their 1/3 stops or whatever you want to call them too.
It stops that, any chance of the bottom of the blade near the ricasso slamming into your hands.
Right.
I really enjoy like the fuller on it as well, or the long pull. I like the aesthetic of it, goes all the way down the blade. Sort of adds to the line of the handle.
Makes for a nice look on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they offer a lot of other options. And to be honest, I think once they started kind of toying with the design to try to turn it into other things, like they have a slip joint, or excuse me, not slip joint, but a liner lock. They put the thumb stud on it. They put it in other handle materials. You start to lose things. Like I have this Luna Echo that's all smooth metal body, and it's hard to grip. Whereas these black handle, less expensive ones, much more practical. You're able to, grip hold of it. I don't need one thumb opening for the lack of a grip on the handle, because now it's, to me, not a usable knife, because it's, you get your hands slippery. I'm in the summer heat a lot. My hands are going to sweat. They're going to be wet. I want something I can grip. And
when they change it into a locking knife, they kind of lost me on that. I'm all for it in the slip joint, but the locking version isn't for me.
So yeah, I would say with this particular knife, stick to the basic one. To me, that's the way they designed it to be, and that's where it's most thought out.
Yeah, for anyone in the UK, Heine Haynes has an exclusive of this. They have a red G10 with a satin blade, red G10 with a blackout blade, both of which I have, both of which I love. It's just, it's nothing's changed on it. They've just obviously stonewashed the blade, and they've put the DLC coating on the blade, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And it works fantastically well. If you want something subtle, you can also, they're a bit like Lego, the Lunas, so you can chop and change.
Yeah.
So I've got the Luna Strike, which was another Heine exclusive, which is milled titanium, so you do get a bit of grip. And then I put a Damascus blade on it from a Josiah Knives brass one, which was an exclusive, so you can sort of chop and change everything on them. It's all pretty much compatible. There's no real, you couldn't just put them all together like Lego, really. There's no sort of, you can't fit this because of this thing on it. You can chop and change, and that's one of the things I do like about it. I did see a question there from Tony. How many have you got? I've got 7 Lunas. I have.
Yeah. How many you got?
7. I've got, I think it's 2 titanium, a brass, and the rest are sort of G10, but different colors, different blade materials, things like that.
Better question.
My all-time.
Better question is how many you really want to keep?
All of them. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. Okay.
Not good. I think if I was to look at my collection and have an all-time favorite knife, this knife is a bit like the smooth white bone sow belly is for John. This is the OG for me. Is this exact black G10 Luna?
Mm-hmm.
It's what got me really into collecting knives. It's one that's going to stay forever. It's got a special place in the collection. As much as I am now a traditional guy, the Luna always gets carry time, no matter what.
Right. Hey, can I show something that's kind of off track here? We just kind of
Sure.
interrupt the program. I wanted to show Byron this up a little more close because he mentioned it earlier, but just recently dyed that sapphire blue. It turned out really nice, I thought.
It did. The pictures you put on it on
it's on
YouTube
the members
earlier
only
on
section.
Are really great.
But so for anyone who thought maybe they'd buy the white bone anything from Rough Rider, turns out it does seem to take the dye. So
it just took a little bit of time, didn't it? I think you left it outside for quite a while.
Yeah, like after the first 4 hours, I wasn't too impressed, but then I left it alone and just tried to forget about it. And then I think I had it out there more than 12 hours, and I was like, I'll just leave it for another, 6 hours. And 18 hours later, it looked pretty good. So
yeah, the color's not too light, it's not too dark. You seem to have got that sort of sweet spot where it's not just dyed so dark it looks black. It's got that color to it.
Yeah, it's got some variation, right?
It sort of reminds me of the blue denim color, maybe a bit lighter than it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try some different colors. We'll see how it goes.
Mm.
All right, what you got next? Number 3, I guess it is. Guess
Number 3,
forward, not backward.
Go for it, John. You can take this one.
So this was the one that I called the $10 baller. To me, it's just, I don't understand why they have this one for $9.35 when then you look on Smoky Mountain Knife Works, it's $14.99. It's one of those weird knives where occasionally you'll have the situation where Smoky Mountain Knife Works and Chicago Knife Works, they have a difference in price that's fairly significant. So you're looking at like, a third of the price being chopped off for this on Chicago Knife Works. So that first got my attention, and I'm like, well, I like red Delrin. It's the color of the channel, sort of the same colors as the Thrifty Kniffy channel. So just give this one a shot. And I really like the Delrin on it. The Delrin's really high quality. You got some decent size blades for the size of the handle. To me, it's a good ratio there. You don't get just the little tiny bitty blades tucked into a larger, typically small stock when you'll have, I would think, smaller blades top to bottom than this for the package size that you get. And then also had a little bit of a unique kind of sheep's foot on this one. It's almost like a small ram's foot. You see how it kind of...
Yeah, it's a bit like the Case medium stock one I got where, it's pretty much a ram's foot on there.
Mm-hmm. And the blades aren't flimsy. A lot of them you get that are real thin. They're not like that. good mirror finish. But the main thing was this was 440C. A lot of people, I think, forget that the more modern Queen knives are being made in 440C. So this is a little bit of an upgrade in steel over your 440A or your 440B from Rough Rider. And, the fit and finish isn't going to be fantastic for a $10 knife, but for a user that you're going to be carrying a lot, who cares, right? You get the 3 blades, easy to sharpen, stylish. Just to me, is a great knife for the price. And I said so in the review, and my feelings haven't changed. I've used it a little bit more now. But
no, it's a fantastic looking knife as well. I don't understand why there's such a big difference in the prices between Chicago and Smoky. Like it's exactly the same knife. There's nothing different. But, if you can get
the thing is about the CKW and SMKW is you have to understand they buy all their knives from the same wholesaler, which is Blue Ridge Knives. Now I know that Kevin Pipes, I'm pretty sure, had a lot to do with Blue Ridge Knives, so there's some sort of connection there. I don't know the specifics of it, but I've never completely understood the relationship there. But there are times when CKW is cheaper. Not always, but there is a good number of times they are cheaper for the same product. And sometimes they actually get the releases on their website quicker than Smoky Mountain Knife Works does.
Which is something that shouldn't really happen because it's an SMKW brand. But
yeah, particularly when it's like a Rough Rider or any other house brand. But it does happen. Like I can give you an example right here. This is a little sneak peek, right? So that knife was on Chicago Knife Works, still not even available on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So that's just one example.
We have a Wee Judd has arrived.
Wee Judd, how you doing, Judd?
He's
rocking the Peacock t-shirt. That's right.
That's correct. But I represent. Obviously, it's black, so I'll be wearing it more.
Right. Favorite color ever.
Yeah.
I knew there had to be a reason why you got a new shirt, because, why add to. Somebody has 5 shirts and then he gets a 6th. There better be a good reason, right? There has to be.
Yeah. It was black. It's one of the main reasons. Obviously, you must know that.
Yes.
Right, let's move on to number 4.
What you got next?
This is the Rough Rider Stockman in the VG10. This is one I have that John doesn't.
Right.
We were talking yesterday. It's one of the very few knives we don't actually have that we both have. I think we were talking. How many did we get to yesterday when we were talking about what knives we had? Quite a long list. It went on for ages.
So let's explain the story here. We had a little contest between the two of us whereby we was like, okay, we have to tell each other back and forth one knife at a time what the other person has that we also have. So it was a knife that I owned and he owned. So I would name one, and then he would have to name one, and we just kept going until we couldn't think of any more.
It went on for over an hour, didn't it?
It had to have been 40 or more knives. I don't know, but it was a lot. It was a lot. But this is one I don't have. I like everything about this knife except for one thing, and that was the thing that didn't make me buy it. Was I think the black would probably rub off on the knife.
Yeah, so I've seen examples. I can't remember where I've seen it. Someone has one. I've seen it on a YouTube video where the black had started coming off, but I have a plan for this knife. I love it because the spade blade looks like a pen. The blades have excellent walk and torque. It's VG10, and they're actually a little bit thinner than normal Rough Rider knives, so they're really, really slicey, and it came like a straight razor out of the box. So my plan with this knife is I'm going to take it apart because you can, but there's torque screws. I'm going to rub it down, and I'm going to try and apply like a texture sort of paint to the handles and try and like lacquer it on, but retaining some of the grip to see as an experiment. If it doesn't work, I'll just sand it off and do something else. But that's why I got it. It was very cheap over here for me to get. It was on offer. I just think it'd be, if you could change up the handle materials. I don't think as John said, the black and blue doesn't really work for me, but it was bought as like an experiment knife. It was bought as an asparagus knife. Yeah, so this is an asparagus knife. It's one of those special vegetable knives. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on how the progress goes with it. So far, the progress is absolutely zero. But when I get a chance to, I will be having a look at the asparagus knife. But for $12.86, you're getting VG10 steel on a Stockman with 3 blades.
Yeah.
You can't.
All right,
You something else you can't
I'm
go
gonna
wrong.
go buy one now. I'll be right back.
Just go buy one.
I'll
Everyone in the talk box should also go buy one if you can. Please, thanks. Oh, he's gone to buy one.
No, but you make good points. And as a user, you know what? You wouldn't care. You just beat it up, you know. And
if it was all black handle or all blue, fine.
Yeah.
But I don't like the faux bolster.
All right, do us all a favor, and let's see how slender this one is. Pull it out.
I'm gonna have to go and get it.
I don't. So turn your camera off.
Oh,
I can entertain the audience for 30 seconds.
Go on then, entertain the audience while I wander off.
All right, I'm going big screen, solo. How you guys doing today? We're gonna wait 30 seconds till he gets back. You want to see some knives that aren't on the list? How about that one there? The old sow belly lockback. Really like this knife. This is a one I found on eBay just recently, and only time I'd ever seen it. So I was kind of surprised because I didn't even know it existed. You get back in the Rough Rider catalog, sometimes you just can't find anything. It's kind of why I always say, you know, they need to update their website. If you look at their boxes, I'm always saying, hey, please update your website. Please update your website so that we can see all the things that you've made, all the wonderful knives that are out there. You won't just have to stumble on them on eBay to find out they exist. Because I was late getting into Rough Riders. You know, they'd already been making them for 15, 20 years before I got involved. So there was a lot to catch up on. But, yeah, there's that. And then again, the Barlow. Nice little dye job. This was started out as a white smooth bone. So, one little note. When they started making the white smooth bone Barlow, the original ones, the smaller blade was in front, and now they've made these like the more modern releases where they put the main blade in front and then move the secondary blade to the back and put the nail nick on the back. Used to be a problem where you couldn't reach the nail nick because the main blade was in the way, so they just corrected that by switching the blades around and putting the nail nick on the back. So pretty neat little scenario there. So even the older ones that are being continually made, they're upgrading. So that's kind of neat.
I have returned.
Have you? All right. Back to the program. If I can find the switch here. There we go.
We're professionals.
Yes.
Okay, so here it is. It's nice and slender. You can see the finish is really good.
All right. Let me bring her up. Yeah, it is a little more slender, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the blade stock, especially of like the. I can open it. The sheep's foot and the pen/bay. Really nice sort of flat grind on there.
There, Byron says, I don't mean to burst your bubble, Slippy, but a textured handle with the black DLC or Cerakote will hold up much longer than a textured paint or coating. But good luck.
I don't think this is DLC or Cerakote. I think they just dipped this in a can of paint, if I'm honest.
You don't know what you're talking about.
That's the quasi pen /bay. But the walk and talk on all the blades as well is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The sheep's foot and the spay, they're very close, but they don't rub.
All right.
Like all the blades have a half stop, and it's
so
just
is it worth it
really
to
well
go find
made.
it?
Yes.
Have we sold it? Have we sold any more of those?
Buy
You sold me
this
on
knife.
it.
Buy
I'm gonna
this
pick one
knife.
up next time I get an order in.
The only reason I say Byron, I don't think it's DLC or the Cerakote is you look at the spine, you can see the black doesn't continue all the way around. See, it's blue on the outside. You see that?
Yeah, it's just a coat.
So it just looks like they've just painted it on. But we'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can
Give
always
it the old fingernail test and see if you can take some off.
Okay.
No, don't. Okay.
It's not coming off. It's not coming off.
All right.
But no, it does come off. It's come off.
Oh no. What do you expect for $13?
I don't know if you'll see it, but there. Can you see it at the top here?
Yeah, I can.
So it does come off if you scratch it very lightly. Yeah, Donald's got it right. They dipped it in a can of paint. Pretty much, Donald. What I think they've done, they just held it up with a spray can and gone, and then just put it in a box.
Yeah.
But for $13, you're getting VG10, even if the handles are absolute garbage
if you carry
like this.
You can. It comes off. Do you have one of these, James? Yeah. Yeah. He says, I mean, you strip it, whatever crap is on it. Don't texture paint it. That's what he's trying to say.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I could mill some grooves in there. I'll see what I decide at the time. But for that sort of price, I'm happy to sort of experiment with it. And if it doesn't go well,
give it to a true craftsman that's going to be coming on with us next week. We're going to plug him right now. Here's Slippy to let you know more.
Hello, everybody. Next week, same time, we're going to have Dan from Blade Bridge Customs coming on. He's one of the ones that's done some custom Swiss Army knives for me. He's currently only sort of doing things for businesses, but he's going to start selling stuff through a couple of retailers here in the UK. So this is one he recently made for me. It's the brass linered compact with the Phillips instead of the corkscrew. He's agreed very nicely to come on next week, so we'll have a good chat with him. So I do urge you to come on next week and see what it's all about, especially if you're in the UK, find out where you can pick up his knives from, as he does an absolutely exceptional job. And he's just a great guy to talk to. He's got a great sense of humor. I think it'd be a really good laugh.
Yeah, so he might be able to do something with this horribly coated knife.
Yeah, it's horribly coated. I'm not gonna lie. The VG10 is great, but the candles are terrible.
Well, that's why it's $12.86.
No, Toad is here. No, you've only missed the first half, Toad.
Nah. Howdy, folks. You always come in late. Shame. Get in the corner for your absence. Your
shame. Friendo, stop ringing the bell. Shame.
Go get in the corner and put the dunce hat on. Shaming you right now, Toad. For your tardiness. Byron knows about tardiness. He got punished one time. Remember that, Byron? Yes. Please take over, my friend here.
Byron knows I'm not a brilliant man.
Dan knows what he's doing. He's a craftsman. He'll fix it. Dan the Blade Bridge. That's right.
Are we ready to move on? Number 5?
Yeah. Best in the business, Judd says.
So
he's a little bit biased, aren't you, Judd? Just a little bit. Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. But he has got a point, though. He does a fantastic job. And it's not just his craftsmanship. Like, the customer service he offers as well. He's really friendly. He's always up for a chat. I asked him if he'd make a knife for me very recently, and he agreed to do so, even though he's not doing customs. And we ended up talking for like 2 hours straight, just about random stuff. But he's a great guy.
So now he doesn't want to come on because you're all talked out.
Nah, you'll come. We'll have a good laugh.
I'm kidding. I haven't even met him yet.
But he has a very similar sense of humor to me, John, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Oh, well then. He'll be my friend immediately.
MB, when's the giveaway? That was last time. You missed the boat.
Yeah, you missed that. You're late.
You two should be grateful Toad showed up. Yeah.
Toad hasn't said anything since. We must have.
Yeah. He's in the corner with his dunce cap on. That's what he put. Also, he told me to say that.
Oh, damn Canadians are always late to the party.
Okay, so number 5, the Rough Rider Congress Arctic Fox, a very new release, $14.03. I don't know why they put the 3 on there. Just put it as 14.
Right.
That's just dumb for me, but an absolute bargain. It's one I actually have on the way.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I'm not. I will. And John has it there. Of course, he does. The Congress is a pattern for me. I wasn't into. It was actually the first knife I reviewed on my channel, my first ever video. And since then, I've accumulated maybe about 4 or 5 of them now, I think. For me, the size of this one and the tortoiseshell Congress is my favorite size, the smaller sort of Congress. The bigger ones can be a bit chunky, but this size for me with the coping blade, the sheep's foot, the ram's foot, whatever you want to call it, and the pen blades, it's just a beautiful knife. I love the curve in the handle. There we go. John's got the example there. And this one is it white micarta or is it G10? Have we worked out that yet?
It's G10.
It's G10. Okay, we're agreeing it's G10.
Have
you got the RR Fox
my buddy
Warncliffe
Tom how it's
pear-shaped
done
handle?
here? See how you look through the goalposts there? That's how it's done.
Yes, Tom. So Tony has asked a question.
Yeah.
That RR Warncliffe, that's one I actually have that you don't have. Tony, would you like me to go and get it so you can have a look? Should I just go and get it?
I don't have a Warncliffe. That's not my thing.
I do.
Yeah.
Shall I go and get it?
I mean, if you can do it quickly.
Yeah, I can do it quickly.
All right.
I shall return.
All right.
Entertain the gentleman, please.
Yeah. Why don't you go to the next slide? I'll start talking about the next knife.
Sure. There you go.
Ah, yes. The marble Sowbelly ram's horn. That is a really, really, really good handle material on this particular knife. The picture really doesn't do it justice. The quality of the ram's horn on these particular series of knives is really good. And again, you get the flavor of the older style Rough Riders before they put the RT on there. These were being made at the same time that the RT bolster was out. So this gave you a nice option to get away from the RT bolster at the time. So that was kind of a nice thing. Now that you don't have to worry about that, but at the time it was a nice relief. You can see there's hard to see a little bit, but there's a reverse etch on the blade that says ram's horn. Again, Marbles always seems to want to put something on the blade. I can live with it though. It's, as you can see on the knife, it's not particularly easy to see. So it doesn't stand out. It's not real prominent, but these are the type of Sowbellys that I really enjoy because they have that perfect shape to them, and the blades are nice. The spay blade doesn't offend me as much as some of the other ones do. You get the nice, well-rounded sheep's foot and a really well-designed clip point blade. So to me, this is a winner of a knife at $8.78. You get a lot for your money right here. A lot.
Definitely for that. The ram's horn as well is it's one of those materials. You know, it's similar to bone. It's a great natural material, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? Because it's always different. And
You've got one. Donald
has one. What do you think of it, Donald? Do you enjoy it? It's one I'm thinking about getting very soon, especially for that price. It's a ridiculous price for it.
Yeah. These prices are insane. Yes.
Yeah, especially on this. If we could get them at this price here in the UK, I don't think anyone would complain.
Yeah.
But of course, we have to have the. Are there half stops? How's the walk and talk? Have you got this one, John?
Yeah, I got one. Let me pull it up.
So while you're pulling that out, I have what Tony asked for, which is the Arctic Fox Warncliffe with that pear-shaped handle, or Coke bottle, however you would like to say it. Fit and finish is really great. Nice and smooth on the back springs. Nice half stop and a nice snap in the close as well. And you can see that Fox shield on there is inlaid really well. I mean, the camera's not really doing this justice, but yeah, Tony, it's one I would definitely recommend. So definitely, get in touch with Richard at Heine if he hasn't got them in stock, and he'll order one in for you. And I believe John, because he's not a brilliant man, has disconnected trying to get that knife, so he should be back very soon. Yeah, Donald, it's one I'm going to have to get. You can't fault the sort of the ram's horn. I like your new scenery. Yes, thank you, Toad. I am in the Starship Enterprise. Unfortunately, it's not permanent scenery. I'm trying to make the most of the natural sunlight while I can, because it's getting not late here, but it's getting darker. And anything that stops me looking like a zombie because I'm British really helps. And let's see if we can see where John has gone. They need to connect their mic. So John has somehow, and he's left. So I don't know what John's doing. He'll be back in a minute. But while we got that going, we'll just move on to the next knife and we'll talk about that. So this next one is one that John very kindly has picked up for me, the Victorinox Companion in the red A-locks. It's very similar to the SD Classic. The only sort of difference really is it's got the smooth red A-locks. You get the scissors, the sort of the nail cleaner with the file, and then the small pen blade there as well. And he's back. Hello, John. And we can't hear you, John. Just technical difficulties here from two not brilliant men. Professional jackasses. But yeah, this Victorinox Companion you can get for $10.53 is an absolute bargain. I wish I could pick this one up here in the UK, but as I mentioned, there it is. John has picked one up for me. I don't know what's happening with your sound, John. We can't hear you.
You still can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
We fixed it.
But yeah, it doesn't come in a box or anything. It just comes in like a little baggie from Chicago. But for $10, the little Companion, I think it's an absolutely fantastic deal.
It's bulk packed.
Did you manage to find the ram's horn after you disconnected everything?
I tripped over the cord as I was getting the knife. Let me unbox or unpack this little compact. Just awesome little handles on it.
Yeah, smooth red A-locks, right?
Yeah. You want to bring me up large?
Sure.
I mean, if you don't like that, something's wrong with you in the head.
There you go. You've heard it from John. If you don't like this knife, there's something wrong with you.
I don't know. I just think if you're a knife lover, I don't understand why you couldn't possibly like it. I guess I can't think of any conceivable reason why you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's one that's, there's no key ring on it, no?
No.
So it's just like a really nice fifth pocket carry.
Yeah, exactly.
One you could even probably put in like the coin part of your wallet. Oh yeah, I'll bring you up for that. We'll have to take a look at that, Marvels.
Yeah, and no half stops, by the way. But look at the chunkiness of that little handle there. And
that's what I like about the horn and things like that. They don't try and file it down too much. They just sort of make it fit, and that's it.
Yeah, how do you get a knife like that for $9? Isn't that insane?
Especially with like a horn material.
I mean, it's just crazy for the price. There you can see that blade etch a little better there.
I mean, it's not terrible, the blade etch. I can live with that.
No, I mean, it's pretty subtle, right? I mean, I've seen a lot worse.
I mean, it's better than the marbles written on there.
Have you seen the coal miner? That's a bad blade etch.
Yes, I have. I remember Paddy had that.
It looked like somebody took it, put it in old 1965 typewriter, and then
yeah, they just selected Times New Roman and pressed print.
It took all of that long to come up with that. All right, get my big fat face off the screen, please. Nope, that's the wrong
There
one.
we
There
go.
you go. Thank you. So yeah, this is more like the regular old classic SD. It's got the pointy file
Yeah,
on it.
no screwdriver, so just the classic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. What else have you
Knife
said?
collecting is a disease, and TK has the cure. No, he doesn't have the cure.
The cure to improve your disease.
Yeah, he doesn't have the cure. If anything, he's a bit like me. He sort of makes people buy knives. I get a lot of blame in the Discord for everyone buying Swiss Army knives. And yeah, I'll take the rap for that. I'm happy with it. At least I know I'm not the only one stuck in the hole.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. Number 8, the Roper Knives Pecos Tumbleweed Lockback. This is in the 1065 carbon steel, am I correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. This is one I did for my 500 sub giveaway that John bought for me in the US and posted it out from there. He reviewed it as well, and you liked it a lot, John, didn't you?
I do. I like it a lot. The only reason I haven't already gotten it is just it's got so many lockbacks.
Yeah.
And I've been carrying, the D2. So as much as I like the 1065, it's like, well, do I really need another lockback with?
Yeah, especially when the D2 is, well, it's far superior, isn't it, in edge retention and things.
Yeah, but
and that Heritage Series 5OT is a fantastic knife.
If you don't already have a really good quality lockback that you enjoy, this is definitely one I would pick up. This 1625.
Yeah,
got really nice
as well.
Yeah, it's got really nice quality Delrin on it, much like that Queen, the red one.
Yeah, it's got that, it's like that creamy yellow Delrin. There is a small sort of shield at the butt of the knife where the lock is, but it's not huge. And it's just a nice sort of blade to handle ratio. And for me, it kind of looks like just like a lockback sodbuster, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, it's an ideal work knife for me.
Mm.
You can use it hard. You don't have to worry about the handle getting cracked or broken or anything like that. It's going to be really durable. Yeah, maybe the worst that happens.
Dean P says he has this one.
Yeah, Dean does it. Okay, it's awesome. Well, there we go.
Yeah, Baxter's Blade Tumbleweed is great for the money. He doesn't have this one though. We should probably definitely buy it.
Good to see you, Tony.
Probably, definitely. I mean, definitely. No worries, Tony. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we're ready to move on to number 9.
Alrighty. Says Tumbleweed is great for the money. I don't have this one in Delrin now. Okay.
Yeah, they've the only thing I don't like about that sort of they've got one series like this is like the Sunset Acrylic series or something, John. Not a fan of those.
Hold on just a minute. I'll be right back.
No problem. So this next one, number 9, is the Old Hickory Butcher's Knife. 1095 steel, really nice carbon steel. John has this one.
Oh, you're talking about the Roper acrylic ones? Yeah, I'm not a
fan of those. Yeah, that's correct. And the Old Hickory, you have this butcher's knife, correct?
That is correct. I was just going.
Yeah, this is what we're going to call. It's not the Old Hickory butcher's knife. It's the Friendo Special. Randy is a proud owner of the Friendo.
Mm-hmm. Now I was going to return this because I bought it before they kind of came down in price a little bit, but I just said to hell with it. I'm not going to worry about it. So I'll probably
it's not worth sending it back just to get another one.
Yeah.
But it's 1095 carbon steel, made in the US. It has that really nice sort of the forged look on the blade. I really like that.
Yeah, you can see the forging on there.
Yeah, Jess Milliken says she just got this in the last week.
Nice job, Jess. Yeah, that's definitely one to pick up.
Yeah, I will say that I don't have any knives from Ontario Knife Company yet. I do have the Rat 2 in my basket, so I probably should pull the trigger on that before they go away.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the Rat 1 and 2 may stick around with whoever ends up owning them because they are made in Taiwan, not the USA plant. So there's a good chance that they stick around. I can't say that for certain, obviously, but I just kind of have that feeling that they sell too well for them to kind of go away entirely.
They're just a great work knife. Tom T said, "Is that wood stabilized, John?"
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you that. I don't know that much about wood.
It doesn't look it from the picture. Oh, John's going into inspector mode a second, close up view.
It says hardwood. That's the description for the handle material.
Yeah. It's none of that soft wood. It's that hardwood, Tom T. So John does like a hardwood handle.
Mm-hmm.
Mint in box suite, that's correct. James Alton, I got that one and bought the one they cut down to 5-inch with a sheath. Nice.
Oh, don't know what.
And we seem to have missed the boat on that one.
I don't know about that one. The TP.
So, do you think it's worth this money, John? 11.24.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
10.95 as well. Am I correct?
That's a full knife, right? And it's 7-inch blade, and it's not some little flimsy. This is a thick blade. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is a true butcher's knife. It's not some, made in America, 10.95. I don't know what.
I think the person we should ask is Randy. Do you use yours? If so, do you enjoy it?
Yeah. Now Randy bought one recently.
Yeah, because John's still in the packet, so he's obviously not used that.
Yes, he's right. Linseed oil or mineral oil or anything that, something that would be food safe if you're going to obviously use it with food. But yeah, mineral oil will do the trick. The reason why, I don't know if I think I'm probably speaking to the choir here when I say this. Let me bring myself up. Here's my little blurb about mineral oil. You see what it says there? If my camera would focus.
Does it say food safe?
It says lubricant laxative. So in other words, you take this orally.
Oh no.
It's food safe. Okay. I don't know that you need to use it for.
Bring Randy's comment up, John.
What is that?
You know which one it is. I haven't got to tell you.
You haven't used it on anyone yet, but you have used it, right? That's fantastic.
Gunslinger Carl just made his first short this morning. Congratulations. Welcome.
Jesse says it comes razor sharp. So there you have
it. As it should.
Yeah.
I mean, all knives should come razor sharp out of the box. As a sort of a standard, really, but we do know that some don't, and that's a bit of a shame. Okay, so we'll move on to number 10. It's the Uncle Henry Roadie, and that's only $8.18.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a fun little knife. And both RJ and I agree this is probably one of the best named knives ever. Because if you're like into musicians and everything, understand what a roadie is, right? They're the guys that do all the hard work, and so that's just a perfect name for a knife you carry around all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little sort of fifth pocket size, am I right? With a little bail on the back.
Just a very simplistic.
Old timer do the same. It's called the PAL. Is that correct?
Right, but it doesn't have the little
the bail,
the little bail on it.
But nice little sort of slip joint. This is the older style Staglon. That's right as well, isn't it? The sort of first gen Staglon.
This particular one is the second gen, actually.
The second gen. Okay, so I'm mistaken.
Yeah. And now Byron says about the Ontario butcher knife is that just a little mineral oil on the handle. Don't slurp it. Right.
Baxter's is asking the close length of this. Is it about 3 inches? I'm thinking.
Slightly over.
3 1/4 maybe.
That would be my guess. Yeah.
So it's a very sort of pocketable, nice slim knife, single bladed, definitely enough. 7 CR. I'm going to imagine that's correct,
yes,
John.
Yes, 7 CR. That's correct.
Yeah. So a nice little decent steel. Not going to hold the best edge. Not going to lie to any of you. It's one of the lower end steels, but for what I use in a day, if it's going to be a fifth pocket knife, it's going to be a backup anyway. it's going to get you through your day, and it's one of those steels that's really easy to sort of maintain, look after, and a strop is going to bring it back with anything anyway. Good price adding to the cart, so that's what I like to see. Someone has actually taken some advice for something we've done, John. Bax has added that to his cart.
We'll see. These are all such great deals. I think a lot of us probably have a lot of them already, you know?
Yeah.
So wouldn't surprise me if a good number of people have like 20, 30% of these knives that we're spouting about.
Yeah.
That's okay, though, because it just means we're all in agreement that they're really good value, you know?
Mikey showed up. Evening, Mikey.
Oh, I was only teasing Toad.
I don't know. Friendo might spare you. You'd have to speak with him, though. I don't know if he takes. He does mercy.
Please don't stab Toad. Frog legs aren't good enough.
Yeah.
Toad legs are even worse.
Oh God.
It's not worth it.
That was sort of our top 10 best. The best knives we could find for sort of.
Was that the last one?
Really on
I wasn't even anticipating.
That was the last one.
God.
That was the last one.
I was having so much fun. I didn't even realize that we're almost done.
Why don't you just bring us both up and we can just chat absolute nonsense for a bit longer?
That sounds like a plan.
Not like that.
How's that?
That's much better.
Good. So tell us about your little bike ride very quickly in your shirt. Maybe explain that.
Yeah, so this shirt is to support, I don't know if it's backwards. Is it backwards, John?
No, it's perfect.
No, so Prostate Cancer UK, I recently did a charity cycle for that, where I had to cycle 100 miles in a month. So I've recently just completed that. I've just gone over about 101. I'm going to continue doing it because the donations can come in until the end of next month. If you wish to donate, there is a link on my Instagram and on my YouTube profile. You don't have to donate a lot, just a couple of dollars, couple of pounds really sort of helps. So far, I've managed to amass about nearly £500, which I think is an excellent achievement. I never imagined to get that sort of donations. But yeah, it's to give back for a good cause. My father is a survivor of prostate cancer. I know Judd also thankfully managed to survive it as well. It does affect sort of a large percentage of men in the UK, as it does all over the world. And it's something I could give back because they were so good to him. The care they gave him helped him through it. They were really good to us as well, even though, just part of the family. I just think it's a fantastic cause to raise money from. And there will be more. I will be doing more. I enjoyed it. I got some time out on my bike, which I really enjoyed. Some sort of countryside time out by myself, just listening to music. It was nice and relaxing. And if I can do that and give back, why not? If we can do it, you definitely should.
Thanks for coming, Chris. Thanks for coming, Chris.
Enjoy bed. It's my favorite place to be. I love sleeping.
Time for tea, huh? All right.
Friendo said he had number 11. I saw he said he had an 11th knife. What have you got, Friendo? What's your budget bargain? Hey, Gus, how's it going?
Oh, he got the big boy trapper for $23. Yeah, that thing was what, at 60 at one point? So it was a good thing you waited. I thought it was overpriced at the beginning too, but it is USA made, if I remember right.
USA made for $23.
Yeah. Pretty good deal.
Damn. Big boy trapper. Does it live up to its name? Is it a big boy? Is there an official? So it's called 11s, Toad, okay? And believe it or not, it doesn't have to happen at 11. It's you have 11s. It's sort of like tea and biscuit time. But yes, there is a specific tea time in the UK. We're very sort of how can I put it without sounding like a jackass? There, perfect word.
above all?
Definitely not above all. I would never put myself above anyone. We're all equal in our own rights. Everyone's as equal as each other.
Are we?
Yes, John.
You're such
We're
a nice
all as
person.
much as a jackass as each other. Ah, don't give me that. You know I'm telling the truth. Don't give me that BS.
11. What a snobby thing to say.
That's what it's called. Judd will back
It's
me
like
up. He'll
what
know what
hobbits do.
11s it is. And Gadget Gas, he'll know.
I know one hobbit that does that.
We got 24 people in it now. That's crazy. First live.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Fantastic.
Thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it.
I really do appreciate it, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We try to create some content for you guys, not just get on here and completely have no plan about what we're going to do.
Yeah, we like to sort of have at least something to talk about, even if we do go off topic. Yeah, we can just chat towards the end. I'm happy to we can always like go on a bit longer if we want to just talk about stuff. We've got Addicted to Blades in here. What up, Blade Addicts? Yeah, we're definitely that.
That's right. Yeah, I can't get enough of these. I love when it's like Rough Rider season. You get like a whole series of like 5 and 6
a whole bunch
out.
released at the same time. There's nothing better.
Right. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
Rough Rider season right now.
I think this might be the best one from the White Fox series. What do you think? The Arctic Fox, the Stockman? For me, anyway, the fit and finish.
Well, the Red Fox sow belly, Arctic Fox, yeah, that's best.
Yeah,
but the sow belly for the Red Fox, I think.
Oh, of course, without a doubt. There's no reason people shouldn't have it. Something else I got recently that I'm a really big fan of. The 112 Slim Pro TRX.
Yeah.
That S30V blade with the S30 style clip, a bit less aggressive.
Now, what do you think about those people that are saying, "Oh, it's not the 112 style regular clip blade, so I don't like it." La, 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 la.
I love this style clip point blade. I like them both, but I think I prefer this one.
Oh, that's sacrilege.
But I'm a Brit. Whatever I say is wrong anyway.
You don't have the 112 with you down there?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. I was going to just have a blade comparison there.
So yes, the original one is just a bit more aggressive on the upswep on the clip, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I like the original a little better. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not bad. It's not such a huge, massive difference that I'm like, it's no spay blade or anything.
No, it's just down to preference, isn't it? Really, it's like whatever you sort of like. For me, I love the less aggressiveness of it, basically because of the UK and where I am. It does make it a bit more sort of friendly.
Okay. I mean, if somebody's looking at your blade that closely to determine whether it's more aggressive than they prefer,
you should.
I mean, I have a couple of letters for them, and like the one-handed, the one finger.
Does it start with F and end in an F?
Well, it ends with a U, but it's also the same thing that you say when you say the word.
Yeah. Let's bring up Toad's comment. He's got a great comment.
Does he? Have you come out of the corner yet? Yeah, it's the exact opposite of Knife Anonymous, and you'll go into debt. I have to stay off of there sometimes, like just take a break, because if I don't, there's like somebody showed a slip joint on there the other day from, gosh, what was it? It was Uncommon, and it was like a $275 knife or something. It's like, man, stop showing me stuff I can't afford.
Yeah, it gets dangerous on there. There's a lot of knife pairing going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just put the link in there as well. If you wish to join, guys, it's free. You don't have to. There's no sort of pay for it. You just join, enter into the Slip Joint Sanitarium. There's loads of us in there.
Yeah.
It's not just knife talk as well.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, it gets totally off topic sometimes.
there's a lot of people, and that's not that that's fine. Like if they join up and never say a word, that's fine too. Because if they just follow the conversation,
Yeah.
you don't have to even say anything if you're not one of those kind of people that wants to.
No, like there's advice going on in there. There's a sale page, so maybe you're looking for a knife to buy or you want to sell something. There's a for sale page in there I created as well. It's just a nice, friendly environment. Everyone's great in there. Toad's very active in there. Myself, Thrifty, Randy's very active in there. Loads of people from the community, like Mikey, Retro Stew, they're in there. See, Tom T's got a point. Tom, click the link, sign up. We'd love to have a chat with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. You give some thanks to your family members. All right. Gonna head out. Thanks for coming in, Byron. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Byron. You're always a great supporter of the channel, mine channel and John's. We appreciate you coming. Well, too many high dollar knives lead to divorce. But that's a subject I don't know anything about because I'm very much single.
Right.
But I can imagine, that sort of thing is gonna make tensions grow high, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just kind of the thing though that you have to understand about the person you marry ahead of time, like how much of compromise. To me, marriage is all about compromise. It's not about always agreeing, because if that's what your goal is, you're going to be highly disappointed. So
yeah,
if I can give any marital advice to anyone, it's going to be get to know your spouse well ahead of time, inside and out. And wow, that sounded bad. But get to know them in every conceivable way, economically, everything. Like understand their spending habits, all of that before you what their expectations are. If you have kids, like amount of time that they want to spend with you and what's okay and what's not okay. I mean, you just got to know all those things going in.
Yeah, it's the best way to be. You've got to enjoy doing stuff together, but you've also got to have your own time, which is good for your mental health. And why have we turned into a relationship advice channel?
Because there's so many divorces. I mean, it's like 50% here.
There's a lot here.
If anybody has good advice about marriage, I think it's important to share it because.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just way too frequent. But anyway, if I can provide any help.
Yeah.
My wife won't let me buy cheap knives. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, Gunslinger Cal.
No.
If that's what she likes, it's what she likes.
As long as you guys agree. That's all that matters.
That's why I started collecting, but she still won't leave, Jet.
Yeah. I knew Toad. He would make fun of me.
The one turning the chat dirty. Yes, Toad. Congratulations.
I make one slip of the tongue, and Toad's there to remind me. Inside and out with the tongue. Toad, just remember. That's where he got you there.
Addicted to blades, learn to say yes, dear.
See, that's what I don't want to be. It's just like completely, feel like every moment of the day you've got to bow down.
No, you've got to be your own person still. You've both got to be your own person.
I know he's joking, but at the same time, it's like there's too many relationships like that where it's too one-sided. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, well, you guys you're helping along there, Toad. You're helping it. Dean P. He gives simple advice. Bye.
Yeah,
no,
Dean
he was correcting what he said.
Oh, okay.
Buy her a diamond every now and then. There you go. Yeah, that's good advice.
But yeah, back to our topic. All those 10 knives. Next time we have a live, I expect every one of you to have bought all of those.
Yeah, next week, it's show and tell with all our guests to make sure they bought everything we've said.
Yeah, we'll invite you in one at a time, and you can show us the 10 knives, and then you can leave.
All right, so we're trying to conceive ideas for new episodes. I kind of want to take a small poll. So if you would be interested in some sort of a trivial type of contest in an upcoming episode, don't know when exactly, just type in yes trivia, if that's something that sounds like that would be fun for you guys, because everybody will be involved. It'd be everybody, all all the talk box will be involved.
Yeah, it gets you involved with us, rather than us two just talking absolute nonsense back and forth.
Well, nobody cares about whether we win or lose. You guys be involved.
I don't care if you win or lose.
Well, I won. Actually, I lost. It was a tie, more or less.
Trivia Fitbit is like questions.
Yeah, knife-related questions. Or channel-related questions.
Yeah. So far, I'm guessing it's a yes. We've got 4 answers and 4 yeses.
Trivia, yes. Okay. I mean, so sounds like at least some of you think that would be a good idea. But any final thoughts, my friend?
Final thoughts. Thank you all for joining my first live on my channel. I really appreciate all of you that have subscribed and got me over that 1,000 mark. So thank you very much. Thank you again to John for all his support without making it sound too sappy and wet. He really helped me with the channel.
Just don't cuss here. This is where you cussed last time.
Yeah. Well, you're the one that ruined this live with the cussing at the start.
Well, my apologies. That was really, really accidental. Really was.
I don't think you've ever cussed on a live ever. Joins my live first time on my channel, cusses at the start. But no, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone. Hopefully you'll join us on RJ's live after this. It's in about an hour's time. Myself and John will be on there with a guest. Look to speaking to you all there as well. John, any final thoughts from you?
Looking forward to meeting Dan next week. I hope everybody will join in. Of course, I'll just mention again, Dan is the guy that does a lot of the sack customizations. So if you're into sack knives, you definitely don't want to miss next week because he is a master of some really cool custom sack knives. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing.
So make sure you tune in next week. It'll be the same time, 10:30 Central Time and 4:30 p.m. UK time.
Correct.
But hopefully we'll see you guys next week. That's all I've got for you.
Yep. Thank you all for coming. We'll go ahead and stop the live here. I think we've gone on.
Oh, one last
1 hour 50. Go on.
Make sure you catch us here at 12:30 Central Time, 10:30 Pacific Time, 6:30 UK time. RJ's Lives. We'll see you there.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Catch you all again. Bye.